The movie begins with two sisters, Spider and Jessie, crying beside the lifeless body of their mother, JC, who has just died from a drug overdose. With all their strength, the girls carry her body to a nearby shed and hide it inside a trunk. A heartbroken Jessie gives her mother one last kiss and takes her locket to remember her by. Spider then tells Jessie that they can't tell anyone about what happened, or else they'll be sent to different foster homes. She promises that she'd rather die than let that happen. Later, while having breakfast, their mom's phone rings. Spider sees it's someone named Reese but ignores the call. The girls then head to school, but Spider notices Jessie still wearing their mom's locket. Fearing it might make people suspicious, she makes Jessie take it off. At school, Spider reminds her little sister to keep the secret, and Jessie agrees. But Spider ends up telling her best friend, Alexis, everything. Alexis is shocked and warns that people will notice their mom's absence, but Spider says no one will, since their mom rarely even stepped outside anymore. That evening, Jessie gets a ride home from a friend's grandma, which makes Spider furious. She scolds Jessie, saying they could have been found out if the woman came inside. Later, Spider tries to make dinner but realizes they hardly have any food. They eat whatever is left, and Spider comforts Jessie, saying their welfare money will come in 6 days. Suddenly, a car pulls up outside. It's their mom's boyfriend, Reese. He demands to see JC, but Spider quickly lies that she left with another woman an hour ago. Reese gets angry and tells her to make JC call him before driving off. The girls are shaken, and Jessie worries he'll come back. Spider finds Jessie crying in the shed beside their mom's body and hugs her. She tells her that Reese only cares about drugs and will leave them alone once he realizes JC isn't coming back. A few days later, their welfare money finally arrives on their mom's card. Excited, they go shopping and buy lots of snacks. As they sit outside eating, a supermarket worker named Cody takes their photo. Spider gets angry, thinking he's being creepy, and tries to delete it, but it's an old-fashioned camera. Cody takes his camera back and walks away. When they get home, Jessie asks how much money they get each month. Spider says about $600 for the three of them. The next morning, their mom's phone rings again, and Spider ignores it. But then a voicemail plays. It's from a CPS worker named Paula, who says she's coming to check if JC is taking care of the kids properly. Panicked, the sisters rush to clean their mom's messy room. While tidying up, they find an old teaching certificate, and Spider explains that their mom used to be a teacher, which Jessie can hardly believe. Spider decides to tell Paula that their mom is at a bank job interview, but Jessie points out that her car is still parked outside. So the girls hurry to move it, but Spider doesn't know how to drive. Jessie reminds her how they used to drive their go-kart, and with effort, Spider manages to start the car and hide it just in time. Soon, Paula arrives at the house. Spider nervously tells her that their mom is at a job interview at a bank but can't remember which one. The girls act confident and describe how caring and responsible their mother is. Paula checks the fridge and cabinets, which are filled with food, and looks around the clean house. Feeling reassured, she tells the girls to have their mom call her later, then leaves. After she's gone, Jessie worries that Paula might come back, but Spider reminds her that they've had many caseworkers before, and none of them stayed for long. She's sure a new one will replace Paula soon. Meanwhile, we meet Sheriff Ben, who is investigating a car crash caused by two addicts driving under the influence. Sadly, their two small kids were in the back seat, but luckily they survived. That evening, Ben goes home and finds Spider hanging out with his daughter, Alexis. During dinner, Spider mentions she'll take the bus home because her mom is busy, but Ben insists on driving her himself since it's dark and unsafe. When they reach Spider's house, Ben tells her that he used to go to school with her mom, JC, and wants to stop by to say hello. Spider quickly lies, saying her mom is too nervous about her job interview tomorrow and doesn't want visitors. After Ben leaves, Jessie scolds Spider for letting the sheriff drive her home when she wasn't even allowed to accept a ride from a friend's grandma. That night, Spider apologizes, admitting she made a mistake, something Jessie has never heard her say before. Jessie then sadly asks how long they can keep living like this. The next day, Spider goes to the bus station to check ticket prices. When the clerk asks her age, she nervously says she's 15. The woman realizes Spider might be trying to run away and warns her that life is much harder for girls on their own. She even offers to call for help, but Spider quickly leaves without saying a word. Later, at the supermarket, Spider runs into Cody again. He gives her the photo he took of her days ago, which makes her smile. He invites her to hang out and take pictures together, but she refuses. That night, Jessie finds the photo and teases her, asking if she and Cody are dating. Spider admits that he invited her out but says she said no because she doesn't want anyone getting involved in their lives. Jessie encourages her to have a little fun and not be so scared of opening up. The next day, Spider finally agrees to hang out with Cody. He takes her on a motorcycle ride, and they stop at a motel where he meets a man named Dennis and gives him some photos. Later, they go to a forest, where Cody teaches Spider how to use a camera and take pictures. Meanwhile, Sheriff Ben stops by Spider's house to check on JC, but no one answers the door, and it's locked. He notices JC's car still parked outside, which makes him suspicious. He's about to look around the shed but gets called away to handle an emergency. Elsewhere, Spider visits Cody's darkroom and sees his collection of photos of different people. She recognizes Dennis in one of them and asks about him. Cody explains that Dennis used to sell drugs, but after his wife overdosed, the state took his kids away. Now he survives by selling moonshine and fake goods. Later, Spider asks Cody to drop her off far from home, explaining that her mom is strict and doesn't like her being seen with boys. Before leaving, Cody lends Spider a digital camera so she can practice taking photos. She's touched by the gesture and finds it surprisingly sweet. In the next few days, the sisters try to live as normally as they can, finding small bits of happiness despite everything. But one day at a diner, Reese suddenly shows up, angry that JC still hasn't called him. Spider tells him their mom is getting clean and doesn't want anything to do with him anymore. Reese then demands that she repay the $300 JC owes him by Friday, which leaves the girls even more desperate for money. The next day, Spider goes to a pawn shop and tries to sell the camera Cody gave her, but the owner only offers $50. Out of options, she decides to pawn her mother's locket instead. The shop owner agrees to keep it for 2 weeks, warning that it'll cost double to buy it back. That night, Spider visits Reese's trailer and tells him she brought them money, begging him to leave them alone for good. She hands over the cash, but Reese refuses to let her go, saying he'll show her what made her mom so crazy. Terrified, Spider tries to leave, but Reese mocks her, saying he doesn't believe JC is clean or that she'd send her daughter there alone. Horrified, Spider runs out as Reese yells after her that he's not finished with her. When Spider gets home, she storms to the shed, kicks the trunk holding her mother's body, and collapses in tears. Crying, she screams that she hates her mother for putting them in this mess. The next day, Spider looks up online how to adopt her sister and learns she must be at least 18 and financially stable. That night, Jessie notices her mom's locket is missing, but Spider lies, saying it'll turn up soon. Just then, they get a voicemail from Sheriff Ben, inviting JC and the girls to dinner, which makes them panic again. The following morning, desperate for help, Spider goes to Dennis at the motel and asks if he can make her a fake ID so she can pretend to be 18. He agrees but tells her it'll cost money. When she admits she's broke, he asks why she needs it so badly. Later, Spider meets up with Alexis and tells her the plan. She wants to get the fake ID, find a job, and move away with Jessie. Once she's settled, she'll legally adopt her sister. Alexis feels heartbroken hearing this but doesn't try to stop her. When the welfare money comes in, Spider goes back to the pawn shop but learns the owner already sold Cody's camera. She buys another one instead, but when asked about the locket, she sadly says she can't afford to get it back. Afterward, Spider visits Cody and gives him the new camera as a replacement. He smiles and says she didn't need to do that, then invites her to hang out again. She hesitates, but after he insists, she agrees. The two ride out to the woods, take photos together, and enjoy a peaceful moment. The next morning, Jessie, who has asthma, reminds Spider that her inhaler is almost empty. Spider promises to refill it after school, but moments later, a knock at the door makes both sisters freeze in fear. It turns out the knock at the door is from Paula, who has come again to check on their mother. She walks around the house and even enters through the back door but finds everything empty. Soon, she notices the shed and tries to open it, but it's locked, and inside, the sisters are hiding in fear. Paula warns that if she doesn't hear from JC by the end of the day, she'll have to call the sheriff. After she leaves, Jessie says she's tired of living like this and suggests telling the truth to CPS. But Spider refuses and rushes out to find Dennis so she can finally get the fake IDs. Unfortunately, Dennis isn't around. He's in court fighting to regain custody of his kids. That night, Jessie asks about their mom's missing locket again, and Spider finally admits she pawned it. Jessie is heartbroken, but Spider snaps, saying their mom never cared about the locket or them, only her drugs. Jessie defends their mother, saying she wasn't a bad person, just sick. But Spider angrily reminds her how their mom once left baby Jessie crying on the porch, where she could have frozen to death if Spider hadn't saved her. She even reveals that Jesse's asthma was caused by their mom's drug use during pregnancy. Jessie refuses to believe any of it and runs outside in tears. As she cries, Jessie suddenly can't breathe. Her inhaler is empty. Spider finds her collapsed on the ground and panics. She calls 911, but when told the ambulance will take too long, she drives Jessie to the hospital herself. Doctors treat Jessie right away but refuse to give any details since there's no legal guardian present. Soon, Sheriff Ben arrives, having been called by the hospital. He talks to the doctors and then tells Spider that Jessie is okay. Overwhelmed, Spider breaks down crying, blaming herself for forgetting to refill the inhaler. Ben gently reminds her that she's Jessie's sister, not her mother. He then asks where Jessie is, but Spider stays silent and just begs him not to separate them. After Jessie is discharged, the girls spend the night at Alexis's house. Later that night, Ben tells his wife he went looking for Jessie, but she wasn't home. Even Paula said she's been missing for weeks. His wife suggests letting the girls stay with them, but Ben explains it's complicated. There are over 70 kids waiting for foster homes, and it's almost impossible to keep siblings together. The next morning, Ben drives the girls to school. He promises Spider he'll find their mom soon, trying to calm her worries. After he leaves, Spider tells Alexis that she plans to leave town that very day. Alexis gives her some money and hugs her goodbye. Spider rushes to Dennis to pick up the fake ID, then goes to Jessie's school to get her. Once they're home, she starts packing quickly, confusing Jessie. Spider finally explains that they need to run away before the authorities separate them. She shows Jessie the fake ID, saying it proves she's 18 and can take care of them both. But Jessie refuses to go. She doesn't want to leave her school, her friends, or their mom's memory behind. The argument grows heated, and in frustration, Spider slaps Jessie. Just then, a car pulls up outside. Spider panics and locks the door, but Reese breaks it down and storms in. He corners Spider and reveals that he knows their mother is dead, and that the girls have been taking her welfare money. He threatens to expose them unless they pay him $200 every month. Terrified, Spider agrees. Reese then asks where Jessie is. When Spider lies and says she's not home, he smirks and suggests they have some fun. Spider tries to run, but he grabs her. At that moment, Jessie bites his ear, and in anger, Reese hits her so hard that she falls unconscious. When Jessie wakes up later, she's lying on Spider's lap. Spider tearfully tells her that Reese is gone and apologizes, saying she doesn't want to run anymore. In the next scene, the police arrive at the house. It's clear the sisters have finally confessed everything. Spider tearfully asks Ben if she did something wrong, but he tells her that all she ever wanted was to keep her family together, and there's nothing wrong with that. Days later, at Jesse's funeral, Spider and Jessie place flowers on their mother's coffin, both crying as they say goodbye. Cody is there too, comforting Spider through her grief. Later, Spider holds her mother's locket, which she managed to get back. She opens it and finds a photo of her and Jessie as babies inside. The movie ends with Spider putting the locket around her neck, showing that she has finally forgiven her mother and found peace in her heart.